Dr. Habeck, thank you very, very much for coming. We welcome you to Greece. I hope you had a nice 24 hours.
Yeah, wonderful, actually. It was fantastic.
I'm very happy for that. I just want your remarks on all the things discussed during this conference. The reindustrialization is at the center of our discussions here, as well as the upskilling, reskilling of the workforce. Of course, with your vast experience, mainly from Germany, working in the politics and being a finance minister and a vice chancellor, you of course know the necessity of some sort of reindustrialization, even in Germany, which is the heart of industry basically in Europe. I want your comments on the ideas of EENE that actually focuses on this path of reindustrializing through technology and through upskilling, reskilling of workforce.
So let me start with a broader picture. I think the reason why we have to do a lot of things different has changed in the past 3 years. For me, it was the beginning of the war in Ukraine, the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine, that suddenly Germany had to learn the hard way that beliefs you always had, that energy is always secure and no one would ever dare to use it as a weapon, suddenly was weaponized. And now we find ourselves in a world, we means the Europeans, Greece and Germany and all the other countries, where a lot of these deep beliefs are suddenly questioned. Look to the semiconductor question as we speak.
Yes.
Now a lot of German companies and I guess European companies are struggling to get microchips, semiconductors, where they use the raw material coming from China, and China is blocking it in a way. And suddenly we see how deeply vulnerable our industries are. So that means that growth is important, competitiveness is important, but we need to do this all to become a safe and resilient continent. So security is a new issue. And security always comes with a price. So if you have a firefighter brigade, you can always say, I hope it will never burn, the house will never burn, but it's wise to invest in a firefighter brigade or police or military. Security has a price, and now we're talking about economic security. And the price, and this is directly leading to your suggestions, has to be paid one way or another. Normally, politicians, and especially the ministers of finance, don't like reducing taxes because they don't have any control how expensive it's going to be. They prefer subsidies. So, say, you are educating people in better digital understanding, better digital skills. We give you like a coupon, like a wash for, I don't know what, some €100 or whatever.
Yes.
But this is always bureaucratic. You have to apply before. This is always upfront. It's so, and the business side always loves reducing of taxes. And this is now the debate I guess you have with your government. But the outcome, my advice would be the one that has the bigger and faster outcome is the right measure. And what I learned from you today is that, at least in some of your proposals, you have immediate outcome and an effect for the economy. So yes, I hope you can engage in a discussion with your government.
That is great. Thank you very much for that. And now when we go to Europe, because this year's conference has this European dimension, how do you see the future of Europe in terms of reindustrialization and how we can compete with Asia and the States that actually invest so much in technology and reskilling, upskilling, digital skills more particularly?
First of all, from my point of view, every European leader has to understand that the future is inside the European Union. So however big or small a country is, I mean, small countries like Malta and maybe Denmark or maybe Ireland, I think they won't believe that they could make a change. Bigger countries like Germany should not think that they could make a change, because now it's a competition between the superpowers of the world, China, US, Russia, not an economic superpower, but a military superpower, maybe India, maybe also the South American region with Brazil leading the countries. And there we have to make a difference and define our own stance. So this is the first political interrogative. Do we understand that we have to unite? And I mean, there's a problem with every European election, the people that going to the European Parliament, the ones who are elected in Greece and in Germany, always have to explain to their voters, to the Greek people, to the German people, what they are doing. So saying we need European Union and European unity and being voted by the national electorate is a difference. So this has to be understood, and I think there's really political leadership demanded. Imagine that this is understood, that Europe is the answer, not the problem. Europe should do better, not become only a regulator with all the bureaucracy, but become a political actor. That means in defense, in foreign politics, Europe has to speak with one voice. There, actually, I'm quite optimistic. The development is going in that direction, and so this is a decisive moment in European history, I think, and a strong economy is the basis for a strong Europe also on a global level.
And a last question regarding Germany, the automotive industry. How do you believe that the automotive industry of Germany can again be competitive in the midterm, in the near future?
So the German automotive industry is really strong in the combustion engine, in the old technology.
The old technology, yes.
And is still strong. Sadly, it's the old technology. So we see, and I would say, looking to the world market, globally a rise of electric mobility. That is the future. It's going to come. If you don't like it, well, bad for you. If you like it, good for you. Not because climate is the driver, that might be the cause at the beginning, but the engines are more efficient. When you use a combustion engine, you can only use 20-30% of the energy. Battery up to 90 now, due to the huge progress done by batteries. So my reading is that in the world market, in the course of the next 10 years, electric mobility will take over. And the question is, can the German automotive industry be part of it?
Yes. Exactly.
In the premium segment, definitely yes. The expensive cars, they are running wonderful by electric batteries, also the German cars. So they have to go down in the cost. Not in the premium sector, but for the normal people, offering cheap cars for normal people. And that is the question. So, short answer, the German automotive industry will definitely survive. They will have a strong premium market, sector in the market. The question is, do they have also cars for the mass market?
Yes, that's the point.
That is undecided.
Because China is very competitive there, and probably the German cars are going to be luxury.
What the German automotive companies decided like 10 years ago is starting electricity and the premium sector, because that was expensive at that point of time, and they said when you buy a car for, let's say, 100,000 euros, a very expensive car, it can also cost 105,000 euros. No one is really caring about 5,000 euros when you have enough money to spend for a 100,000 euro car. But if you buy a car for 20,000 euros and suddenly it's 25, it's like, this is maybe too much. So therefore we start at the top and we go down. And they stopped in the middle. That is the problem. They are now down to, let's say, cars that cost 50,000 euros, but not 20. And let's say normal people can't afford a car that costs 60,000 euros. So that is the question. Do they have cars for the mass market? They are developing it now. I hope fast enough.
Thank you very much, Dr. Habeck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.